Is it possible to save money on cable and satellite TV and make your internet a whole lot faster? We're going to find out in this video. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is your man, the TV guy. Now, before we dive into how to make your internet faster, if you are watching us for the first time, make sure you subscribe to this channel so you never miss a video. If you're getting sick and tired of paying those expensive cable and satellite bills, then we have a solution for you. You can actually save over 95% of the money that you're paying for cable and satellite, and you can actually get a Miraclebox. And this Miraclebox will give you savings without having to compromise your favorite shows, because you're going to get access to movies, TV shows. You can even add low-cost live TV that includes pay-per-view, sports, and everything else. Or you can add any service you want. It doesn't matter. People add in all their favorite services all the time. So if you have inquired about this, I need to let you know something. Right now, we have literally a very, very few left. So again, make sure you contact us. And we have a discount in place. We have a discount for new customers. We have a discount for existing customers who want to upgrade to the 4.1 from a 3.0. On July the 25th, those discount codes will no longer work because we're going to be going back into a busy season, because a lot of people are looking to cut the cord before their contract renews with their current cable or satellite company. And the football season starts in September. So many people want to get their TV situation under control and save money before that starts. So August is our busiest month. So we want to make sure you can get the discount before we have an influx of customers, because throughout the fall, it's going to be extremely hard to get one of these because we tend to sell out a lot. Even though our manufacturing company is producing, a lot of times demand is what's going to drive this. So I encourage you, if you have talked to us and we gave you a discount code, to use that code or call us back and get this thing purchased, so you don't have to worry about us selling out and not having it available, because people are ordering this 2 and 3 at a time. It is not a joke. So with that said, what we want to do, since we have so many new customers, is we like to make new updated videos so you guys know how to get access to support. And we want to arm you guys with information. And we tend to share a lot of information because we want you guys to be educated, as well as a lot of tutorials to make life a lot easier for you and to make navigating the world of open source streaming a whole lot easier for you as well. Now, in today's video, we have a common question that a lot of people ask, and that is, how can I get better internet going to my streaming device? Now, this is not only for Miraclebox customers, this is for anyone that uses any streaming device at all. And so what we're going to do is we're going to give you some information that is not common knowledge. We're going to give you some information that is going to actually help you essentially make your internet a whole lot faster. So what we're going to do is we're going to educate you a little bit, and we're going to kind of talk to you about some things. And if you are a new Miraclebox customer, or you are an existing customer, this may help you to get better internet going through your Miraclebox or through any device. So let's dive in really quick. I have a little presentation I prepared for you guys, and this is going to really educate you. No one is really talking about this on the internet. So we're going to show you how to get the fastest possible internet running through your streaming device. And it really doesn't matter what speed you have. As long as you have over 200 megabytes, and many people do, then you can perform this. So let's get right into it. Let me switch my screen here, and we're going to dive right in. Now, what you see in the background, let me move myself over a little bit here so you can see this even more. So what you see in the background, I'll make myself smaller, is these are your Wi-Fi bands. Now, we all know that the fastest connection to any streaming device is being able to use an Ethernet cord. An Ethernet cord means that you are hardwired from your router or your gateway directly into your streaming unit. So some of you guys use an Ethernet cord. That is always the fastest way. Let me repeat. Using an Ethernet cord, which means you have it plugged into, let me pull up a Miraclebox here. Let me pull this up closer so you can see it. In the back of the Miraclebox, you see this where it has an Ethernet cord right here? That is where you want to plug it up. That is the fastest connection, is direct plug. But unfortunately, many people's homes are not designed or built around where your router is located. You're going to have a room upstairs. You're going to have a room downstairs. You're going to have a room that's too far from your router. So in that case, you have to use Wi-Fi. That's when things can get a little tricky, but this video will help you navigate through it and get the best possible type of reception to your Miraclebox, even if you have to use Wi-Fi. So let's go over some basic education to help you guys get the best out of your streaming services. So we're going to go back to the screen. And generally, when you have a router, there are 3 options for Wi-Fi frequency. So the basic option is the 2.4 gigahertz. Now, what is 2.4 gigahertz? That's where your mobile devices are usually on. So your cell phone is on a 2.4 gigahertz, your tablet is on a 2.4 gigahertz, any type of mobile device is on your 2.4 gigahertz. Now, many Wi-Fi bands or many gateways or routers, they can either be a dual band or they can be a tri-band. A dual band would contain a 2.4 gigahertz and a 5 gigahertz. A tri-band would include a 6, a 5, and a 2.4. Now, you may have to check with your cable or ISP provider to see what you have. Some of you may have a dual band, some of you may have a tri-band. So let's talk about when you have to connect to Wi-Fi, what is best for you to use your Miraclebox with. Now, the 2.4 gigahertz has the slowest speed, but the longest range. And our unit comes with an antenna, and we actually use our unit to work on what's called AC Wi-Fi. So you're going to get a direct signal to your unit, and you're going to have to get the best signal as possible. Now, if your internet signal is weak, you want to make sure that you upgrade. Some people have 10 to 15 megabytes. Well, in 2023, that's not going to work because a lot of stuff that you get is in 1080p. So you're going to need the horsepower from your internet to stream it. Now, this box has the processing power, but you're going to need the power from your internet to maintain a stream so you won't have any buffering. So I would not ever put a Miraclebox on a 2.4 gigahertz. Most of you guys make the mistake of connecting to your 2.4 gigahertz. Even though it has the longest range, the speeds are just stupid slow. And you're going to get a lot of buffering. You're going to get a lot of freezing. And the reason is because you're trying to stream a big file or a big stream with a little tiny internet. Even though it has the longest range, it just does not have the range to allow you to view your content without interruptions. So next, we have the 5 gigahertz. Now, that is a faster speed, but a lower range. So when you switch to the 5, your range is not as wide, but you actually get the faster speed. Ultimately, if you have a tri-band, the fastest speeds ever are on a tri-band. And a tri-band literally has the fastest speeds with the shortest range. Now, most people are wondering, well, man, how do I extend my range? I'm glad you asked. What I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to put a link below, and there is a system that allows you to extend the range throughout your entire place, and it is called a mesh system. It's by Orbi, and I hooked my parents up with one of these because they had an issue streaming because there are dead spots in their home. Their home is an older home, and a lot of times when you have an older quality built home and you have metal beams in your ceiling, or you have very, very thick walls in an older home, it could be very difficult for frequencies to penetrate or to be able to connect through some of the barriers that are in your home. Sometimes you may have to go through multiple microwaves, or you may have other devices that are on that frequency, and it makes it tough. So in order to solve that problem, many people get what's called a mesh. I'm going to put a picture of it up here. This is a mesh wireless system by Orbi. I'm going to put a link below from Amazon. So if you want to get one of those, they are really good for killing dead spots and increasing your speed because the mesh system is the best. So you can solve that problem if you're in one of those homes. I had a gentleman that had a home that is 3 stories. He had 3 floors. The problem was his Wi-Fi and internet was on the top floor, and generally Wi-Fi, even though it's an area kind of range, it had dead spots in his home, and he was not able to get his Wi-Fi reception into all the rooms that he had a Miraclebox. So what he did was he consulted with me. I sat on the phone with him for about 30 minutes, and shout out to Dale for recommending this because my good buddy Dale uses. He's a great customer of ours, and shout out to him and his wife. He actually told me about the Orbi system, and ever since I have referred so many people to go get one. You go to your local Walmart because it's just a really good system, really good mesh system. And once you set it up, you're good to go. So that is how you solve the problem of dead spots. You get a mesh and an Orbi type system. It's really good. Again, I put one below. I'll put others, and I'll probably do a full review of the Orbi because it really is a great system, and it really does help with giving you the best reception. So now that we talked about frequencies and you understand frequencies, everyone now should understand what your frequencies are. So again, just to recap, never put your Miraclebox on a 2.4 gigahertz because again, it's going to be too slow. Always put it on a 5 if you have a dual band, or if you have a tri-band, put it on the 6 gigahertz because it's going to have the fastest speed. So again, the speeds is what's going to be the key here. And you want to make sure that you either have a 5 or a 6 going through it. So now that we covered that, let's move on to the next thing. Even if you put your Miraclebox on a 5 gigahertz and a 6 gigahertz, some people still experience a slowness or a lag in their internet. And you're like, oh my gosh, why am I experiencing a lag in my internet that's causing my streaming device or my Miraclebox to buffer? Well, this is where we're going to give you some uncommon knowledge that nobody knows, and you don't think to ask your cable company about it, and you don't really think about this, but don't worry, I got you 1000% covered when it comes to this topic. So, you ever notice that sometimes when you stream, it seems like you're getting better internet when you stream than other times when you stream? So for instance, in my case, at 8 o'clock, my streaming or my speed doesn't seem as powerful. For some of you guys, it might be 5 o'clock, it might be 9 o'clock or whatever, but there are certain times during the day when you can actually have access to stronger streaming or stronger internet that goes through your box than others. Sometimes you can have the same frequency, and what happens is it seems like it is a lag. What happens is this. They are what's called channels. Your Wi-Fi has channels. What happened is, let's say everyone and their mama comes home in your neighborhood, and the cable companies make what's called a trunk line. Everyone has a trunk line. What they do is they just connect the trunk lines to every home in your neighborhood. So if you have 75 homes in your neighborhood, maybe 100 homes in your neighborhood, they may all be pulling from the trunk line. What happens is, depending on the package that you buy from cable, you buy different packages. What happens is it's just giving you a bigger straw. If you only get 100 megabytes, your straw is like this big. You only get 100. If you get 600 megabytes, then your straw is this big. You can pull in more internet reception from that trunk line. That's how they sell it. But what they don't tell you, and what you don't know, is that when you're using Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi has multiple channels. And 9 times out of 10, everybody in your neighborhood is on the same freaking channel. So if everyone comes home at 8 o'clock, and 8 o'clock is the time in your neighborhood that everyone is home, people who have children that are playing video games, you got to think, the average household is littered with multiple devices. Let's say you have a neighbor, she got 3 kids. Well, the kid is going to be on Xbox or PlayStation. Somebody's going to be on a tablet. Somebody's going to be on a laptop. Somebody's going to be streaming, and they're pulling the maximum amount of internet into their home that they can pull. And if everyone in your neighborhood is on the internet with their children and all at 8 o'clock, that's when you're going to experience lag or latency. So how do you solve that? This is what no one knows, but because you are a subscriber to Miraclebox, I'm going to give you the game. I'm going to give you the inside secrets. So folks, this is what happens. I'm going to help you out with this now. What happens is your Wi-Fi has channels. You have at least 11 channels on your Wi-Fi. A lot of people are on channel 2. I think it defaults at at channel 2. And then some people are from channels 2, and 2 literally is the option that people are put on, right? Because like your one channel, they start off with the one channel, but they always go to 2 because they put the first few houses on 1, then the next couple of houses or whatever, they're automatically defaulted to 2, because a lot of people believe that 1 is crowded and 1 is not crowded. 2 is crowded because when you're doing your channels, and most of you have never done this in your life, but if you call your internet provider, they can walk you through your Wi-Fi dashboard and show you how to do this. So if you're experiencing latency with your internet, then what you want to do is you want to change your Wi-Fi channel to 1, 6, or 11. These are the least crowded channels. If your router is already broadcasting on 1, 6, or 11, then you can change it to any of the others. So you can try to change your Wi-Fi to different channels, because those channels, like I said, are less crowded with people using it. And you're going to find that you're like on a highway of the internet. Your internet is coming in faster. It is coming in quicker. You have no lag. You have no latency. And that's for those of you who play video games. It's the same thing that applies. Maybe you have an Xbox and your Xbox is lagging. Well, change to a different Wi-Fi channel and you'll find that you might have more reception, because if you got 75 people in your neighborhood and all of them are on channel 2, and let's say you go to channel 5, nobody's on that, because this is not common knowledge. Most people don't know how to change your channel. So you would actually be a person who watched this video that now knows how to do this. Now, I can't show you how to do it because everyone's internet is different, but ask about Wi-Fi channels 1 through 11 and how can you switch channels. Your technical support of your internet provider will show you how to do that. So now that we have talked through how to make your internet faster going to any streaming device, especially your Miraclebox, I'm actually going to demonstrate this with a new unit. I got a new unit that I'm going to pull out and I'm going to hook it up for the first time because I have to set it up for a customer. And we're going to go through and we're going to show you the differences when you choose your Wi-Fi. So let's dive into that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. So we're going to dive inside the Miraclebox. This is a new box that I'm setting up. You guys don't have to go through this because our technicians do this before they send them out. We actually set them up ahead of time so we can add on there what you want, add all your favorite stuff on there so we can make it almost hands-free for you to start. So I'm going to go into the Miraclebox here. I just plugged the new one up. And so we're inside. So again, I'm going to go through setting it up. I'm going to show you, how you can actually judge and see what your gigahertz are and everything like that too. So I'm going to go English here. And let me get all set up here. And so I'm just going to go through and I'm going to just get to the main screen as fast as possible. I'm going to bypass all of this stuff. So I'm going to skip it. And I'm just going to try to get directly to the setup screen. And we're complete. So let's actually go inside and let's kind of hook it up to the internet. And generally you won't find this stuff on there because we delete all the older apps and update this. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to go to my network settings. And the first thing that I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to go into Wi-Fi. This is going to show me my available Wi-Fi. Now I have what's called a dual band Wi-Fi. So literally this is going to be my 2.4 gigahertz. I'm sorry, this is going to be my 5 gigahertz. This is going to be my 2.4. Now I named the 5 gigahertz Miracle 1 and I named the 2.4 Miracle 2. So I'm going to go into Miracle 2 and I'm just going to put in my Wi-Fi password. And it doesn't matter, what it is here. So I just put it in and now I'm going to connect to the Miraclebox. So again, all the steps that I have asked you to take or shown you how to take, I'm actually taking here. So it's actually connecting and it connected successfully. Great. So now I am connected to the internet. And the first thing I want to do on a new unit is I actually want to go in for a speed test. Now, let me just inform you guys how your megabytes work. because I think a lot of people miss this, but we're going to educate you guys so you understand. If you go to the cable company and you say, listen, I want 600 megabytes. Now, if you have 3 devices in your home and you're asking for 600 megabytes, that does not mean that all devices get 600 megabytes simultaneously. What that is your bank of megabytes that you get. You bought 600, all you're going to get is 600. So if your child is playing an Xbox and it uses 200 megabytes of the Xbox, then you don't get the other 600 to put on the other devices. If you got 600 megabytes and your child is using 200 megabytes of the Xbox, you only have 400 megabytes left. If you have a Miraclebox, it takes up another 200 megabytes, then you only have 200 megabytes left. Then if you have a laptop or a computer that takes up another 100, then you have 100 left. That means you might have another streaming device or another Miraclebox, and you may do a speed test and you're only getting 100 megabytes. And you're gonna be like, well, why is it not showing 600? Well, it's because your bandwidth is already being split up with the devices in your home. So just keep that in mind. If you have a home with a lot of devices in it, 100 megabytes is not going to do you any good, because 100 megabytes means that you're going to have to split some with your kid that has a video game. You might have to split some with your computer. Any device that's on that 5 gigahertz, you're going to have to split it between them all, or the 2.4. So keep in mind when you order internet to make sure you get enough for your household. If it's just you, what you want to do is, if you have devices running, turn them off if you're not using it. Most people leave that stuff on and the device is just running rampant and it's burning up megabytes that you could be using to support your Miraclebox or any other streaming device. And so you don't want to cut yourself short, because the most important thing you're doing if you're watching Miraclebox is watching TV. If you're watching TV, then maybe keep a phone or tablet on and your TV. You don't need to have a million devices on. Or if you have a child that's playing a video game, then make sure you account for that. So again, I want to educate you guys about that. So let's move on and let's move forward. I'm going to do a speed test and I'm going to tell you what's in my home. Right now in my home is my child has an Xbox One. So he's going to be burning up about 200 megabytes. Now, I literally have a gig going. My wife is streaming. I do have a little small server here. I have a lot of stuff in my home, and we're going to see how much of my internet I have available. Now I have a gig. My speed test is not going to show a gig. My speed test is only going to show the amount of megabytes that my Miraclebox needs to use. So I'm going to run a speed test. And we're going to see how it runs here. So I am running at about 100 megabytes of download speed. And I have a gig, and you're going to probably say, well, why are you running at 100 megabytes? Well, my router, or where I have my router at, is located in another room. And then we have another Miraclebox that's being watched that's taking up about 200 megabytes. My son is taking up about 200. He also has his computer on and a Miraclebox on. So a lot of what's being used is taken up. So 100 would be accurate. I'm not going to call my cable company and say, I only got 100 megabytes on my speed test and I got a gig. Where's my other 900 megabytes? Well, they're going to be like, well, your wife and your son is using it all, so you only can get 100. So when you're doing the test, make sure you are aware of that. And as you see, I'm on my 5 gigahertz. So again, based on your speed test, you at least want to get 100. Now, if you have more devices, then you can actually get more. So if I test this again, I'll test this again, and we're probably going to end up at 100 again, or maybe lower. We're going to see. And so why am I getting higher this time? Well, probably because my son just turned off one of his devices. As a matter of fact, I think he did. So I just heard my son, you can't hear it on his mic, but I heard my son literally just go downstairs and get ready to kind of go out. So he just turned off one of his devices. So now I got more. So I'm actually going to turn off another device here. I'm going to show you. So my son just turned off one of his devices. I'm going to turn off one of mine and watch as I do this again. Let me see if I get a little bit more, maybe. So 179. So again, and it takes a little while to turn it off. So again, as you turn off more devices, it will feed or redirect the internet more so to the devices that are on. So that is how you can actually get more speed, more internet to your devices by using those steps below. Hopefully this video helps you guys. I appreciate you watching. I know this is kind of long, but a lot of people don't know this knowledge about the internet. And I definitely wanted to share it with you so you guys can take this knowledge and use it to make your home more efficient so you actually get more internet going to the places you need it the most. Thank you so much, folks. If you want to get a Miraclebox, make sure you click the link below or visit theykillcable.com. You can actually go to our website and order a Miraclebox. Or if you are a person that for some reason likes to order over the phone and you want to talk to us, you want to consult with us, then give us a call at 202-417-8456. I want to put that number below again, 202-417-8456, and let us know if you are interested in purchasing. We're going to give you all the discounts we have available. And again, hopefully this video helped a lot of you. Thank you so much. God bless. See you next video.